Creating a new document in Affinity Publisher is our first step. New documents can be created from presets, templates, or customized to meet your specific needs. Now, the first thing I've done is open Affinity Publisher, and you can see it's in the lighter mode. Now, just to demonstrate that, I've put it in light mode, so hopefully it shows up better in the video. In Preferences, Affinity Publisher Preferences, you can have dark mode, which is that one. Some people prefer that. That's normally how I work, but for the video I've selected light mode. Now, we won't go into all of that, all those options down there. There's nothing there that is really important. Different grey levels. Okay, now as I say, new documents can be created from presets, templates, or customized to meet your specific needs. So we'll go and create new, and there's our new documents. There's our list of presets. They're listed there, and it defaults 1 sheet poster, 2 sheet poster, 12-inch vinyl cover, and so on. It defaults to A4 in this instance. If you go to templates, you may have templates saved somewhere. Add a folder, remove, show in Finder. You can go and find your template files. Now, I have created a few templates, but I won't go looking for them at the moment. Let's just select A4. So from the left-hand dialog, you can choose to work with document presets or templates. From here, you can add a new preset. Just set a folder for your templates and import additional templates. Your selection here affects what will appear in all other areas of the dialog. If you've chosen to work with presets, the top of the dialog displays document preset categories. There's My Presets, B format, book body and paperback, print, press ready. There's a couple of different ones. If you're going to press, photo books, for example, a website, and you can see the different sizes there. Different devices, iPad minis, Apple Watch, and so on. They will default to the sizes used by those devices. And architectural, you've got those ones. Okay, we're just going to go, in this case, for print. They're presets. We don't want My Presets. I just want prints, and I want A4, because at this time we're just creating documents. The settings panel on the right hand side here allows you to customize your document settings or search through available presets or templates. With presets selected, the settings displayed are as follows. Now we have all of that there. We don't want to create a new preset. We've just got the layout to deal with. You can see that there, where the A4, it says add new preset. Well, we don't want to add new preset. Where you can click, you can save custom settings to a new preset in My Presets category. So if you click that, you add a new preset, it will save in My Presets. The page width and height. Page width and page height, these are the default sizes, and I've set them in millimeters for an A4 page. So really you don't have to change those. You can change them to create a custom page size. DPI stands for dots per inch. Now, the dots per inch is the resolution of your document. For example, for professional print quality, set your resolution to 300 DPI. If you're just going to a website, 72 is fine. Now, my document units is in millimeters. That's where I prefer to work in millimeters. If you're in the US perhaps, you'll use inches and fractions of inches. The orientation is portrait or landscape. Now, I prefer portrait, that's your standard A4 page, but it depends on your book, what you're publishing. The image placement policy determines whether placed images are embedded or linked. Now, if you're sending this document anywhere, even to an ebook, embed your images. You don't want to go linked, because the linked documents then have to go with the document, the linked images. I don't know of any occasions where you would want to use linked images, because the moment you move your document, your images have to move with it. Number of pages, that's an arbitrary number. Set the number of pages to be initially created in the document. You might only have a one-page document, so you set that to 1. It's a bit silly to have 150 pages in one. And you have a default master. When this checkbox is ticked, and the default it is ticked, a blank master page, master A, is automatically created and assigned to all created pages. Now, if you're just doing a brochure, which is one page virtually, or a one-page flyer, you don't need a master page. Now, if you do have a master page and you're creating more than one page, you want facing pages. Check the option to enable facing page spreads in your publication. A spread presents a left verso and right recto page together in the document view. So verso and recto is left and right. Arrange. Specify whether the document pages should be arranged horizontally or vertically. Well, the default is horizontally. They're a bit hard to get around if you're going vertically, but you might have an ebook, in which case you only need them arranged vertically. Ebook, vertically, start at the bottom or start at the top. If you've got a print book, arrange them horizontally. If you've got an ebook, arrange them vertically. And you start on the right or start on the left. If you arrange them vertically, you can start on the bottom or the top, as I just said. But we're going horizontally, and we're going to start on the right. So the first page you're working on will be the right-hand side. That's actually a default. For colour management, that's this one here. Now that colour format is RGB/B. Colour format sets the colour mode to RGB, 816 or 32-bit HDR, grayscale or CMYK. Now if you're going to print, then you want CMYK. And the others are the other options, apart from RGB8, which is a standard if you like, if you're just producing an ebook or something like that, stay with RGB. If you're going to send your finished work to a print shop, almost certainly they'll want CMYK. Cyan, magenta, yellow, and I forget what K is. Never mind. Let's leave that at RGB because I don't want CMYK. There's a whole bunch of different profiles there for different printing types. I wouldn't concern myself with those at the moment. Now you can have your pages with transparent backgrounds. If you set your page background to transparent, you may run into some issues. Don't worry if your page background is white, because white won't print on white paper, obviously. It'll just remain white. Now, bleed sizes, you've got margins, include margins. There's an inner and an outer 25mm top and bottom. So your margins are the same size all the way around your page. Depending on your publication type, you need to alter those. Now the bleed, set here at 0, is the area outside the page width that can contain overflow image edges. So if your image is really big and you want your image to print right up to the edge of the paper, then move it over the edge of the paper a little bit by that bleed margin. And it's an area of your image that can actually and probably will be cut off. That means the print shop, and you're in that case working with CMYK, doesn't need to worry about centering the image properly on the page in case it doesn't fit. You make sure it fits by putting, say, 3mm there, 3mm there and there all around. You can see they're linked together. So we've got a bleed area on that, 25mm margins, that's where your text fits on a page. The bleed is outside the page, so the printer can trim the pages and not have to worry about aligning your images right on the edge of the page. It will align itself. Now, what else have we got to cover? Now, we haven't got templates selected, so there's no more options there, but there will be a few other options if you select templates. There we go. That's our new document set up. I haven't got any more notes to read, and that should get you started on an A4 page. Create, and there's your document. It begins on the right hand side. The master page, there's your master page. There's page 1 of your document. There's the master page. You double click on the page to show it, double click on the page to show it. Now there's nothing showing on there, and you can't, well, you could type in there, but we'd have to put a text box in there first. But what we've done there is set up the page. There's your document setup, millimeters, DPI 300, embedded fonts. The layout is facing page, horizontal right, color, CMYK, no transparent background, and you have a bleed of 3mm. Okay? Spread setup, the current spread. Dimensions of page, print, it's A4, and that's the dimensions of your page. And preferences, there's our preferences again, and if you're fed up with working in the light colour, you can go back to dark colour, and there's the same thing in the dark colours. And I'll close that and leave it in dark. Now, because we're going to be working on the master page, we'll come back to that in the next exercise. Let me rename the document by going File, Save As Affinity Publisher. It should come up in the Affinity Publisher directory. It hasn't, of course. There we go, Affinity Publisher, and creating a publisher. Creating a publisher document, a beginner's guide. I'll put that in there to ensure it doesn't get confused with anything else I'm doing. And there it is up the top, creating a publisher document, a beginner's guide, and that's it. File and save as. Well, it's already done that. And that's the end of this exercise. You now have your page, your document set up as an A4.